All right, Algebra 2, welcome to Yak Math Videos. Special guest Yogi Yak in the house. Yogi, math genius. Yes, that's why we adopted him. No, more Yogi, more interested in the turkey meatballs there. Anyway, we'll see if he gives us any help today. Folks, here is your Chapter 1 test review video. We're going to try to make this as under 15 minutes, so please pause this whenever you need. That's the answer to number 1. Again, I try to show as much work as possible. Yogi might, there he is. Yogi might whine a little bit in the background there. We said his name and we're not paying him. He does not like that. There's the answer to number 3, folks, but the editing is not so great here at Yak Math Videos, so we will push through. Again, pause this whenever you need to subtract the negatives to add. All right, so be careful there. Number 5 there, just plug those values in for X, Y, and W. We score a negative, you get a positive. Make sure you do that. Make sure you do that. So there's the answer to number 7. We did 7 in class, I believe. And then there's the answer to 8. Again, on your test on Thursday, I like 6 of these. All right, and then on this page you can see also 6 of these. Make sure to combine like terms. Number 9 is pretty easy. Distribute negative times a negative is positive. That's the real name of the game here on this page. It's all about combining like terms. You will see a bunch of negative times negative, so be careful there. All right, there's the answer to 12. Again, pause this whenever you need. Pause this whenever you need. 3/5 times 25 is 3 times 25 divided by 5. 3/5 of 15 is 3 times 15 divided by 5. Again, I think we know that well. Negative times a negative is positive. Be careful there on this entire page. There's the answer to 15. Again, pause this whenever you need if I'm going too fast. Hopefully the quality is not too bad. No shaky hands here when we're using the iPad. Yep, Yogi not helping out. All right, there's 17. Yogi's mad. All the squirrels left the backyard. He can't chase them anymore. 18, folks. Subtract 31, then divide by 4. That is negative 12.5 if you're a big fan of the decimales, which I gave you on 19. Again, that's 23 over 4. However you write your answer, I'm sure you're fine. Like on 20, I wrote it as a fraction. Combine like terms. 5x and 3x is 8x on the left side. Okay, 40 divided by 7 is what? 5.71, so 5.7. What's the lowest common denominator of 4, 3, and put 6 over 1? That is 12. 12 divided by 4, 3x. 12 divided by 3, 4x. 12 times 6, 72. That's how we get 72 over 7, which is 10.3 approximately. There's the answer to 23. Distribute. We do get 6.75 there. Subtract the 5x. Subtract the 18. When you divide, you get negative 14.9. Combine those x's, that's 10x plus 40. Subtract 40 from both sides. You get 3.1. Okay, gonna see if this makes it a little better lighting there. Looks a little fuzzy. There we go on 24, not much to say there. Subtract 12x, add 12. That's what the arrows mean. Arrows just mean move it over, do the correct operation. Negative times a negative is a positive 4x. That gives you 10x. 12 minus 4 is 8. Subtract 8, you get 10.6. All right, we're looking good here. Let's go to the next page, plugging in values for x and y, absolute values that we are evaluating. There is the answer to number 26. What comes out of the absolute value is always positive, positive 34. You can still get a negative as an answer. There's the answer to 27, 62. I like about 3 of these on your test. There's all of 28, so look at that, all of 28. Negative 144 is your answer. Take a look here at 29. Absolute value of negative 18 is positive 18. Put them together, that's 114. 30. Get 18 on the left. Absolute value of negative 44 is a positive 44. That's 62. You get x plus 3 is 18, x plus 3 is negative 18. Anytime you have absolute value, you always have 2 answers. You can leave 18 to the right of the tracks, 18 to the left. 2 answers with absolute values. Please write that down. Divide both sides by 7. You have the absolute value of x minus 5 is 6. Those are your 2 equations, which you will solve. 33, you're going to subtract 7 from both sides, then divide by 5. You get the absolute value of 2x plus 3 is 2. There's your first equation. There's your second equation. Negative 0.5, negative 2.5. That's what those answers mean. Pretty self-explanatory. It's not no solution. You got to divide by negative 4 first. Then you get absolute value of x plus 3 is 6. So those are your two equations. Solve them both. Here we are on number 35. You're going to subtract 10, then divide by negative 2. So you get the absolute value of 1 plus x is 10. 1 plus x is 10. 1 plus x is negative 10. There we go on 36. You're going to subtract 5, then divide by 4. 2 minus x is 4. You're going to divide by negative 1 on both sides, so these signs are going to flip. All right. Then we've got 37 right here. You're going to add 5 divided by 2. Absolute value of x minus 3 is 9. Solve both. Here is 38. You're going to subtract 4 divided by 3. Absolute value of x plus 2 is 1. Those are your two equations. 39 is ready to go. 7 minus 2x is 11. 7 minus 2x is negative 11. Divide by negative. Again, pause this whenever you need to. 40, 41, and 42, you're going to have to check your answers because the right sides got that variable. You literally just drop the absolute value bar. X minus 4 is equal to 2x plus 1. Solve that. You get negative 5. Then you drop the absolute value bar. X minus 4 is the opposite of the right side. Negative 2x minus 1. Solve both. Folks, when you plug in a negative here, you get the absolute value of something is a negative 9. That's false. That can never happen. When you plug in positive 1, you get the absolute value of something equals 3, and that can happen. So 1 is the true answer. We went over 41 in class. Here's why it's got no solution overall. Again, 2x plus 3 is x minus 5 is your first equation. 2x plus 3 equals a negative x plus 5 is your second equation. All right, solve both. You get negative 8. Now, when you plug in negative 8, you clearly get a negative. Negative 8 minus 5 is a negative. Then you get 2/3, call it 0.7. 0.7 minus 5 is also negative. So you get two solutions that give you false statements. Overall, it's no solution. All right, x plus 7 is 3x minus 5. X plus 7 is a negative 3x plus 5. Solve both. 6 is a winner. 3 times 6 minus 5 is positive. Negative 0.5 is not a winner. 3 times negative 0.5 minus 5 is a negative. Those might be the hardest questions for some of us, so we'll take our time on Thursday. 43 is self-explanatory. Add 3, divide by 6. Don't flip the sign just because your answer is negative. That does not mean you flip it. You do flip it. You flip it good on 44. Divide both sides by negative 2. Flip that inequality. Same thing with 45. We're going to divide both sides by 12. Make sure to distribute. A negative times a negative is a positive. X is less than, you can call it negative 1.1. That's the same thing, the approximation there. That's 9.3 repeating. A negative times a negative is positive 6. 10x minus 3x is 7x. Subtract 4x, subtract 6. There we go on 46. 47, folks, you're going to add 4 to both sides. You're going to multiply. You're going to multiply both sides by 5. That's how we get this. X is greater than or equal to 16.5. Same answer. 44 over 6 is the same thing as 22 over 3, which is 7.3 repeating. You got to make sure to add the 4x and the 2x. That's 6x, and you're going to add 2 to the other side. That's how we get our answer. 49, you're going to add 3 to all 3 of those sections, then divide by 4. Pretty self-explanatory, not bad there. Then on 50, you're going to subtract 5 and then divide by negative 2, which means that sign flips, that sign flips. Now this answer is okay, but this is better putting it in order of from least to greatest. Okay, folks, I believe we have the last 2 pages coming up. We will get this under 15 minutes, which is the cutoff here for video lengths on the iPad. Subtract 7, not 7, subtract x from all 3 of those areas there. And then add 7. Okay, that one's not bad at all. 52, you're going to subtract 4, then divide by negative 2. The sign flips. Again, negative 4 greater than or equal to x, greater than or equal to negative 24. I won't count that wrong, but that one right below it is better. 53, you're going to add 11 to both sides. Divided by 2, x is less than 8. Open circle on 8, shade to the left. Again, pause this whenever you need to. It's a pretty quick video. Subtract 4 divided by negative 1. X is less than or equal to 6. Close circle on 6. Shade to the left. I think you're shading to the left on all of these, actually. What a coincidence. Subtract 2x, add 1. X is less than 8, so literally the same graph as up above. Then here, you're going to subtract 5, divide by -2, so x is less than 5. Open circle around 5 shades to the left. 57. Anytime you have absolute value inequality, first off, you're going to have two inequalities. And because you're looking at the right side, 12, and then its opposite, -12, you have multiplied an inequality by a negative, so that initial inequality sign must flip. And then solve both. Both of them add 8, divide by 3. X is less than or equal to 6.6, repeating. X is greater than or equal to -1.3, repeating, same thing. 58 is also ready to be solved. There it is. On 59, which we should have done in class, there's all 59. You're going to add 4 to both sides, and you have x over 3 plus 2 in the absolute value, less than or equal to 11. First inequality. Second inequality, you're going to subtract 2. Then you're going to multiply by 3. Multiply by 3. You get absolute value 5x minus 2 greater than or equal to 5. You got your two absolute value inequalities there. 61 is basically 59. All right. X over 2 minus 1 less than or equal to 4. Those are your two inequalities. You're going to multiply both sides by 2. Now divide by 2, you're going to multiply both sides by 2 to get your answer. 62, you're going to subtract 4, then divide by 2. You have the absolute value of x minus 2 less than or equal to 2. Those are your two inequalities to solve. And folks, your last two, I want to talk about 63 because you got to divide by a negative. You're going to have 5 minus x greater than or equal to 8. 5 minus x less than or equal to -8. When you divide by a negative, that flips, and then that sign flips. And 64, add 2, so you have 2x minus 1. And the absolute value greater than 6. Your two inequalities are as follows, and they solve pretty easily. Folks, this is what your test is going to look like on Thursday. This is Yak Math Videos with Yogi Yak, signing out.